Boys and girls, welcome back to the Hyundai Product Center in Carnesville, Georgia for Season 2 of the National Equipment League. We have returning champion Brian Furness, along with 5 other competitors. Some of them you know, some of them you'll get to know over the course of the next few episodes. We've got Brenna Moore, Andrew Camarata, Brandon Shannon, who you may know better as Dirt, Grain, and Steel, Mike Simon, Dirt Perfect, and Chris Guins, better known as Let's Dig 18. Our competitors out here will go through a series of competitions that are both practical in design and a lot of fun in execution. We drew spots to see who would go first, and our order for Event 1 breaks down like this. Andrew Camarata going first. Mike Simon, Dirt Perfect, going second. Brian Furness, returning champion, going third. Brenna Moore, the newcomer out of Seattle, going fourth. Brandon Shannon, Dirt, Grain, and Steel, going fifth. And none other than Chris Guins, Let's Dig 18, going sixth. Welcome back again to the National Equipment League. I'm Bill Elverman, the commissioner.
And I'm Jessica Klein.
And we're here today at Event 1 of Season 2. And this is a new event to the National Equipment League where our competitors are going to take the Hyundai HX220A and play a game of stacking blocks with 3,600 pounds. Some people call them bin blocks. Some people call them mafia blocks. We won't get into why. But we're going to have them stack them 4 high. And when they get 4 high and that structure stays for at least 3 seconds, that is when we will call time. We're doing it Mario Kart style scoring again, so the fastest will get the most points and the slowest will get the least points. And without further ado, I've got to jump in. I'm playing a role this time around in this event. Andrew Camarata is going first. Let's get after it. Andrew Camarata, you ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
On the count of 3, we're gonna go. 1, 2, 3, go! Up!
Here we go with block 1.
Andrew coming in hot. He's swinging it. I'm going nowhere near that block, Andrew. You gotta straighten her out a little bit. Too cockeyed. Bring her up. Let me place her for you.
Spin it right there.
All right. Up.
See where he's going next. Block 2.
Up.
Andrew is a heavy equipment operator, but he does a lot more than just that. I don't know if you've seen his YouTube channels, but he does welding, construction. He's even built a castle. You get the idea. Jack of all trades, and the best part is he doesn't make it look like work. He always looks like he's having a lot of fun.
Well, I got into it as just something I wanted to do. It always seemed like fun having, trucks around, and I started out doing construction just because I bought a big vacant piece of property and I knew I wanted to build it the way I wanted to build it, and the idea of doing that seemed like a lot of fun to me.
There you go, down.
So I just bought all the equipment and just started with no training or background or anything and just jumped right into it.
I feel like swing over and get that groove started and let it slide right on.
Yeah. Although these blocks, because they're so new, they didn't really want to slide into that groove.
Yeah.
They wanted to be right on it.
They're fresh.
Andrew is going with the hot and fast approach.
Need the ones that have been tumbled around for the last 20 years.
I'm gonna back away, let him settle a little bit.
Everything's just round.
He's doing a good job, it's me. Well, I like when you're doing this type of work, the thing you're often doing is like permanent. So when you're putting in a driveway and developing a piece of property, essentially you're taking a useless piece of property and making it into something that's accessible and usable that should stay that way technically forever. So, the vacant land I bought, you couldn't get into it, there's no road. I bought a rock crusher and crushed up stone and made a nice access road into there that should be there forever. So it's kind of cool. It's better than doing desk paperwork at a desk job where it's kind of all pointless in the end. This stuff, at least you accomplish something. And it definitely feels like you accomplish something when you get a good day's work done.
As soon as we get this placed, we're going to be able to count to 3, make sure it doesn't fall over.
No, up. Up. Andrew getting a little dangerously close to tipping here. Slack, 3, 2, 1, time.
Here we go. All right, we have a time of 3 minutes, 1 second.
3 minutes and 1 second for Andrew Camarada. Nice job.
Andrew, that was a great first run. How do you think you did?
I think I did decent. We'll see with the next people, but it's the smallest little movement makes the biggest movement on the block. So,
Yeah, there was a lot of slack and it was swinging around.
yeah, it's interesting.
Andrew Camarada with a time of 3:01 to start. That's now the time to beat. But we know that Mike Simon's going to have a thing or two to say about that. Mike, you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
3, 2, 1, go! Mike comes to the first block. Up!
Little bit different approach with a different first block.
It'll be interesting to see with this competition how each of the guys does it a little bit differently. Down. All right, here you go. Up.
That was a
Up.
quick latch.
I gotta be honest with you, Jess. I didn't know I was gonna do this much running this go around.
Hey, you should have thought about that one. Oh, here we go. Got to get it up.
I like Mike's strategy here. We saw a little bit this in practice rounds.
Nice way to keep it steady. And we have Mike Simon out here this week on behalf of Diamond Equipment,
There you
a
go.
strong
Slack,
Hyundai
slack.
dealer serving parts of Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky. On to block 3.
So the nice thing about this competition is we get to showcase our skills because there is so many skilled tradesmen in the industry, and this is one way we can demonstrate those skills to a wider audience.
I think this strategy here is very smart, although he's risking the integrity of his pile.
That was a quick one.
Up!
It's a community. It's a community for sure, and everybody wants to see everybody do good. There's got to be a winner, there's got to be a loser, and everybody wants to be the winner. But at the end of the day, you want to see everybody have a good competition.
Here he goes, lighting up the 4th block. We're just under 2 minutes.
I think Mike, with his run here, is
Oh,
giving people a bit of a roadmap. Up!
as soon as he gets that locked in.
Slack, 3, 2, 1, time!
Wow, that was impressive. We are at 2 minutes and 3 seconds.
Mike shaves off 58 seconds from the leader with a time of 2:03.
Nicely done.
Oh, it's coming, buddy. It's coming.
Are you next?
The freight train of pain
Are you
is
next?
coming. Yeah.
Good.
And then you're just going to come out there and make it look super easy. And
I could, or it could be exact opposite.
that's the thing with these blocks is there's, like we were talking about earlier, there's the skill level, but then there's that lucky, oh, it just happened to
It
swing
just
the right
happened,
way and it
yeah.
settled, and yeah.
A 20-mile-an-hour gust of wind comes as soon as you have it
Yeah.
lined up, and it's like,
Yeah.
Mr. Dirt Perfect.
Yes, ma'am. How about that time?
That was nice.
There's still room for improvement, but I'm pleased with that run.
You had it nice and steady. You
Yep.
lined them up. That was a
Everything.
great strategy.
Everything but one fell right into place.
It was great.
All right.
Good job. Let's see how
Good
the
luck
others
to the
do.
rest of them.
Back to you, Bill.
Thanks, Jess. The competition is on fast and furious right off the bat. One of the most interesting dynamics coming into this was going to be that competition between Dirt Perfect and Brian Furness. So it feels appropriate that the guy now going to try to beat his time at 2:03 is Brian Furness. Are you ready, sir?
Ready.
On the count of 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go.
Up, he goes for the far block first.
Up! Brian Furness out here this week with the backing of Buckanabe, a Hyundai dealer serving parts of Ohio and Michigan. They've been supporting the industry there since 1948. She's cockeyed. All right, down, 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 down.
To the left.
Up. Let's see if he employs that strategy.
Swinging a little bit more than with Dirt Perfect, but a quick lineup.
Up or down, yeah, sorry. Up.
One of those directions.
Yeah. Up.
There we go, third block in. We just hit a minute. And while we get that third block in, we asked Brian, where did his heavy equipment passion come from?
I have always loved the yellow iron since I was a little kid.
Down.
My first word legitimately was backhoe, and I've just always been drawn to this industry. I love the fact that we're out there creating and building things with our hands. It's a physical job, it's a hard job. It's not something that just anyone can come out here and do, and yet at the same time, you're developing a skill set that you can hone every day. We never really reach a pinnacle in this industry. You're just always getting better and better and finding new ways to improve.
As the returning champion, this would be a big, big win for the first event. Oh, we're getting close.
Up.
Oh,
Come on.
In. Back. Back. All right, down. Slack.
Oh! Let her go, bud! Let her go!
oh no.
What happened? You know what? What happened? I had to give you a fighting chance.
I'm not a happy customer about
Hey,
that one.
I'm not buying what you're selling.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Or the block
Or
falls.
the block falls. Brian Furness.
I get credit
What
for
a
that.
run.
That was a run.
All right, let's talk to Brian and see what he has to say about that. You were doing so great.
It was coming together nicely, and that last block just did not want to settle, didn't want to settle. I thought I had it, so I pushed down on the controls, and it was too far off balance. There was no coming back.
You were doing great. You were at 157 when you were going to place that fourth block, and there was just that extra movement there.
That block did not want to settle into that groove, and I tried to force it, and it all fell apart on me.
It all fell down. Well, there's 3 other events here that you can beat Mike at. So
You know what? I want to give Mike that false confidence that he's got this in the bag. It ain't over yet, Mike.
you'll get him the next time. It's a strategy.
Oh yeah, it's a strategy. You start from behind. That way they don't suspect it. Appreciate
Awesome.
it.
All right, good job.
We all know that the best champions overcome adversity, and Brian Furness just made this a bit of a bigger challenge for himself, but I'm confident he can bounce back. Now we have our first of our 3 brand new competitors to the National Equipment League stage. We've got Brenna Moore from Seattle, Washington joining us. Brenna, are you ready?
Yes!
On the count of 3, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and go! Wheels up!
Nice and steady.
Brenna coming in steady. Some of our first competitors were coming in really hot. Down, down, all right. Up! Up!
Brenna's a new competitor to the National Equipment League and is a union operator out of Seattle. If you follow her on LinkedIn, you'd see that the Georgia red clay looks a little different than what she sees on a daily basis in Washington. It's clear though that wherever she is, she's the happiest sitting at the controls of heavy iron.
Whether you track or you boom out,
No, so currently I'm on the Mercer Island job for the Walsh Group, and we're running high density pipe. They got the island and through Bellevue, so they're doing like the water mains and sewer systems. So I've done a lot of pipe work and heavy highway, done a lot of crushing, like the 770 hardtail haul trucks, like the really big equipment, stuff like that. I did a lot of the 405 project, 520 project. So it's not mass dirt work like this occasionally. We do a lot of the in-city stuff. This is my favorite though, just being out in the open, because this is the funnest for me. But that's most of the work that I do is out there like that.
I hope we're having a hard
Bring
time
it down
getting
a
that
little
lined
bit.
up.
Oh, she's got an
Bring her up a
interesting
little bit.
strategy. She's tracking.
Problem
Yeah.
is it's hard to track straight.
I know.
Brenna is out here this week with the support of Jet City Equipment.
All
As
right,
she
track in
continues
a
to
little
place
bit.
her second block, this is a good spot
Up
to
and
highlight
track
that
in.
Brenna is a big supporter of Camp Build Her, which is helping young women become operators and understanding that career path.
So Build Her was actually founded by Mercedes Gamar, and so that is 7th and 8th grade girls currently. I know she's trying to expand that program. It's on it. This will be the 3rd year in 2025, and it's different trades. Like there's a heavy equipment operator, there's carpentry, and a couple others. And it's just getting the girls hands-on experience with getting into that, and it's a camp that they hold every year. I think one of the biggest things that I ran into, especially talking with the girls, is as they're coming up, because there is the stereotype, right, that if you're gonna be out here running these big machines, you have to have, like you said, that imposter syndrome, right? You have to be a man, walk like a man, do all these things to do this, and you don't. And so a lot of these kids are struggling with, well, I wanna go do these things, but I want to also be feminine and have my image and my identity, and I struggled with that a lot. Like I got into construction and I was messy hair, no makeup, I fit it. And you don't have to. Like you can run beside the men and exercise your own strengths, right? And still be you. And I think that is the best thing because like I have strengths that these guys don't have, and they have strengths that I don't have, and we can teach each other.
All right.
We got it. We got this one.
Up.
All right,
let's
on
get
to
the
the
next
third
one.
block. We're over 3
See if we can
minutes
make up some
already, but that's all right.
He was looking for that dynamic compaction.
That's it.
I never thought about that.
That's right.
Yeah. See, you are smarter.
I
than
was
you
load
credit for.
testing.
Yeah.
Brenna, using a bit of Mike Simon's strategy here.
Well, I was
Using
trying
the
to see if I
stacked
could get it
existing
steady
blocks.
enough.
To arrest the movement. I'm gonna back away here until we get a little less swinging.
I'm gonna try to change the settings to what we tried earlier with Joe.
We're gonna let that, there we go, arrest the movement a little bit.
Sometimes you gotta get a little rough.
Up, all right.
Here we go.
Up. And in, up and in, well, in.
We're going in. Here we go. In, nice and gentle. Here
She's
we go.
tracking in instead of moving the
And
arm.
Sometimes you gotta find your sea legs.
Back a little bit, down.
Oh,
There you go.
there we go.
All right, we got 3.
One
now we just gotta
more.
get the 4th one. We got this,
Here we
guys.
go.
And girls. Hopefully the struggle bus ends now.
Up.
All right, here we go. Change some settings.
Brenna had some
We're
trouble
getting
with
used
that
to this
second
machine.
block, but otherwise,
We can do this.
not a bad little run here.
We can do this. I think it's awesome that I'm a mentor, especially because I started from the ground up when I was 19 and I had a lot of the same struggles, and I have grown so much, so I understand where they're feeling and all the work that I have done on myself coming up through the industry. So I know exactly where they're coming up from, and I know how far that they can go, and I know how I can help get them there. And honestly, watching them win is my biggest fulfillment. So even if I don't place or win here, the way I look at it is there's winning for a belt and then there's fulfillment. I've already won because I've already shown all the Build Her girls that they can be here when they're older, right? I've shown them that they can get here, so I've already won, whether I take the belt home or not.
All right.
All right, we'll see if this
Up
one
a little
stays.
bit.
So even if
Up
she
a
takes
little
longer
bit.
and it stays, she'll still qualify, whereas Brian Furness was disqualified
down.
because of the
There we go.
Because of the fall.
Slack, 3, 2, 1, and
There we go. 6 minutes and 12 seconds,
6 minutes, 12 seconds
the
for
best,
Brenna
but we're here.
Moore.
but it stayed.
It's
So
there!
that works.
It's there!
That works.
It's out!
All right, well, we're going to talk to Brenna here, and, you know, it took a little bit longer than the other gentlemen, but your pile stayed, and so you're still in the game where Mr. Brian Furness is not. So tell us, how did it go?
I was hoping it was going to be a little bit better. I did try it on economy that Dirt Perfect was in there doing. Earlier when we were practicing a little bit, Joe was in there with me, and he had me try it on the S setting. So midway when I realized that setting wasn't really working out for me, potentially, I went back to S, and then, as you saw, it got a little bit smoother. So I'm happy that I did that and that he took the time with me earlier to do that.
Well, that's great. I'm changing it mid-setting, great approach, and you lined up that third one and then had the fourth one smooth. So
right before the third one is when I went back to that setting, so.
That's great. You did a wonderful job. We'll go on to the 3 additional events, and you're still playing.
All right, after that run by Brenna Moore, still in first place today on the time to beat, Mike Simon, Dirt Perfect, at 2 minutes and 3 seconds. But I have seen the man at the controls here run an excavator or two, Brandon Shannon of Dirt, Grain, and Steel. Are you ready, sir?
Yep.
On the count of 3, we're gonna go. 1, 2, 3, and go!
Here he goes with the furthest block first.
Up!
Like Bill was saying, he has a Hyundai 300 long reach, so familiar with the controls. Let's see how he does. Nice and smooth.
When I first met Brandon, I liked him right away. I feel like I can make all sorts of references and he gets them. Up!
And it's a brisk day today, but we're staying warm with our Triple Crown Max workwear. Nice and cozy. Here they go to the second block. Let's see his approach to stacking, how he lines them up.
One of my favorite Brandon stories is that at Thanksgiving every year, he hides a biscuit at a family member's house.
Brandon from Knox, Indiana, and repped this week by Harding's Heavy Equipment, caught up with our crew earlier to reflect on why he thinks he belongs in this competition.
Yeah, I'm proud to be here because I feel that I've come to a point in my career where I'm to the point where I'm good enough to be here, I suppose, and show off my skills and kind of intrigue the younger generations into getting into this. You know, try to motivate them to put down the video games and get in an excavator, or start out with a shovel on a crew somewhere. You know, learn both sides of the bucket. Don't just, think you're going to go get in a seat. You need to learn it all to be a good operator. And I feel like I've paid my dues and I've got to this point.
Now, an interesting thing with Brandon here, he started his pile on a slightly uneven piece of ground, different from the others. Up! We will see if that affects the integrity of his stack.
So he won't clench the first spot, but
Up!
he's still got a good time going.
Brandon wisely backs up a little bit.
It's going to be important that he doesn't lean too far on the back end here.
Jess, I just don't know. Up! Slack! Slack!
Oh, no! There we go.
We got a hanger and a swanger, Brandon Shannon, Dirt, Grain, and Steel. Joining Brian Furness.
All right, so let's talk to Brandon and see what he has to say about that run. You were doing great. The time was good. You didn't have it. It wasn't swinging. What do you want to say about it?
Oh, it's just depth perception and being nervous. I didn't realize that block was leaning a little bit, and it looks different from the seat than what it does outside, and just didn't get the right angle on it and fell over. But it happens. It's all for fun, though.
Right.
So, still happy with what I did. I'm still happy to be here. So, try some more.
That's right. We've got 3 more to go, and you did a great job, so we'll get them next time. We have one contestant coming up, Mr. Let's Dig 18. Let's see what he's got for us.
Thanks, Jess. If you read the comment section on the internet, a lot of people thought that this competition would boil down to two competitors, Mike Simon, Dirt Perfect, and maybe the most anticipated competition for Mike is Chris Let's Dig 18. And here as we come to the 6th and final run of event 1, Mike is in first place with a time of 2:03, but the man who's going to give him a run for it is Chris Gewens. Chris, are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
All right, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and go! Up!
From the side here, you can see there's a spot right behind where you placed it
Up.
where there's a little divot in the ground. So he's starting off on a nice flat surface.
Up!
Turn that bonus pay, Bill. Come on.
I'll do what I can, baby.
Put your back into it.
Let's Dig 18 is his
Yes,
YouTube
go a little
handle,
bit.
and on there you'll see what motivates him
All right,
to get up
in.
every day and do the work.
So what gets me going about this type of industry is the wide variety of projects that I get involved in. Either I'm working on a pond, clearing
There you
trees,
go.
building
All right,
roads.
good. Yeah.
It's never the same thing every day. It's,
Up.
you know, you're working on this and then you jump on this machine. You have so many different variety of machines. It never gets boring. It's always exciting and something different to do.
No,
Real
I
ones of
mean
concrete?
because we messed them up so bad on the tops.
Oh,
You know?
actually with these blocks, the more messed up the top is, the easier they settle in. That's why if Chris gets this, that's why he wins. I'm calling it right now. We made his life easier for him.
There you go.
There we go, that's
Damn,
huge.
look at that. Uno mas.
Oh,
Reach for it,
wow.
Bill.
Up!
Here we go. It's gonna be a close one.
Up!
Let's get it, we're so close.
Up, 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 up. Down, slack. 3, 2, 1, time.
Oh, wow. You weren't kidding that there was gonna be a run for his money. 2 minutes. Flat.
2 minutes flat.
Chris, let's dig 18.
Did I not call that?
Take
3 seconds
down.
under,
Sorry,
under
Mike.
Mike? He was going to shave 3
I got
seconds
you.
off
So I'm
Mike's
going to take
time?
the time and go ahead and undo
I
this.
called it. 3 seconds shaved off your time. You were at 2:03, weren't you? Man, I may not be the champion of block stacking, but I can call a time, damn it. That was a good run.
Yeah,
I'm not last.
That last block was luck.
All right, so that was a huge run. He clinched first place with a time of 2 minutes. Let's hear from Mr. Let's Dig 18.
All in the controls. It's just all in the controls. Really, I just wanted to be slightly better than Mike, and that, you know, I'll be able to sleep good tonight now.
Well, you were slightly better. You were 3 seconds. That's
all it
great.
takes. And I didn't have to fire my helper. He did a great job. You know, when you're nice to your employees, everything just goes good.
You had great communication. That third block, there was a little unhooking delay.
A little bit. It was a little bit. What can I say? I did my best.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, the internet remains undefeated. A lot of people pitch this as the competition between Let's Dig 18 and Dirt Perfect, and that's what we saw here with Let's Dig 18 taking the top spot and Mike Simon in second place. What did you think of the competition, Jess?
It was all about the precision of the controls and taking it nice and slow. Not about who finishes the fastest, but who gets it done and can keep it standing.
Like many things in life, ladies and gentlemen, after event 1, we have Chris, Let's Dig 18 in first place with a time of 2 minutes. In second place, Dirt Perfect. In third place, Andrew Camarada. In fourth place, Brenna Moore. In fifth place, reigning champion, Brian Furness. I'm gonna say that as long as I can. And in sixth place, Brandon Shannon of Dirt, Grain, and Steel. Thank you again for joining us on another exciting National Equipment League event. We'll see you here for event 2 in just a short couple of weeks. See you next time.